Good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime Poetry. My name is Lorie and I'm a librarian at Manlius Library. And today, in celebration of National Poetry Month, I will be reading some poems by Elizabeth Bishop. And I'm going to start with Filling Station. Oh, but it is dirty, this little filling station, oil-soaked, oil-permeated to a disturbing, all-over black translucency. Be careful with that match. Father wears a dirty, oil-soaked monkey suit that cuts him under the arms, and several quick and saucy and greasy sons assist him. It's a family filling station, all quite thoroughly dirty. Do they live in the station? It has a cement porch behind the pumps, and on it a set of crushed and grease-impregnated wickerwork. On the wicker sofa, a dirty dog, quite comfy. Some comic books provide the only note of color, of certain color. They lie upon a big dim doily draping a tabouret, part of the set, beside a big hirsute begonia. Why the extraneous plant? Why the tabouret? Oh, why the doily? Embroidered in daisy stitch with marguerites, I think, and heavy with gray crochet. Somebody embroidered the doily. Somebody waters the plant, or oils it maybe. Somebody arranges the rows of cans so that they softly say eso, so to high-strung automobiles. Somebody loves us all. And that is Filling Station. Next, I will be reading Little Exercise for Thomas Edwards Wanning. Think of the storm roaming the sky uneasily, like a dog looking for a place to sleep in. Listen to it growling. Think how they must look now, the mangrove keys lying out there unresponsive to the lightning in dark, coarse-fibered families, where occasionally a heron may undo his head, shake up his feathers, make an uncertain comment when the surrounding water shines. Think of the boulevard and the little palm trees all stuck in rows, suddenly revealed as fistfuls of limp fish skeletons. It's raining there. The boulevard and its broken sidewalks, with weeds in every crack, are relieved to be wet, the sea to be freshened. Now the storm goes away again in a series of small, badly lit battle scenes, each in another part of the field. Think of someone sleeping in the bottom of a rowboat, tied to a mangrove root or the pile of a bridge. Think of him as uninjured, barely disturbed. And that's Little Exercise. This one is A Miracle for Breakfast. Miracles enable us to judge of doctrine, and doctrine enables us to judge of miracles. At 6 o'clock, we were waiting for coffee and the charitable crumb that was going to be served from a certain balcony, like kings of old, or like a miracle. It was still dark. 1 foot of the sun steadied itself on a long ripple in the river. The first ferry of the day had just crossed the river. It was so cold we hoped the coffee would be very hot, seeing that the sun was not going to warm us, and that the crumb would be a loaf each, buttered by a miracle. At 7, a man stepped out onto the balcony. He stood for a minute alone on the balcony, looking over our heads toward the river. A servant handed him the makings of the miracle, consisting of 1 lone cup of coffee and 1 roll, which he proceeded to crumb, his head, so to speak, in the clouds, along with the sun. Was the man crazy? What under the sun was he trying to do up there on his balcony? Each man received 1 rather hard crumb, which some flicked scornfully into the river, and in a cup 1 drop of the coffee. Some of us stood around, waiting for the miracle. And that is A Miracle for Breakfast. And finally today, One Art. The art of losing isn't hard to master. So many things seem filled with the intent to be lost that their loss is no disaster. Lose something every day, except the fluster of lost door keys, the hour badly spent. The art of losing isn't hard to master. Then practice losing farther, losing faster. Places and names and where it was you meant to travel, none of these will bring disaster. I lost my mother's watch, and look, My last, or next to last, of 3 loved houses went. The art of losing isn't hard to master. I lost 2 cities, lovely ones, and vaster, some realms I owned, 2 rivers, a continent. I missed them, but it wasn't a disaster. Even losing you, the joking voice, a gesture I love, I shan't have lied. It's evident the art of losing's not too hard to master, though it may look like, write it, like disaster. And that is one art. And this has been Poetry by Elizabeth Bishop. I hope that you have enjoyed today's edition of Lunchtime Poetry. You can find me every day at noon at the Manlius Library YouTube channel. And we'll be reading some more poetry tomorrow. I hope that we'll see you there. Happy Poetry Month!